Skeme Richards, nice to meet you here in Tsunami office.
No doubt, happy to be here.
Definitely. Yeah. So, first question is, you know, what is yellow press? Yellow. And some people watching your video Flow, your and Why Not video, and watching the part of movie Style Wars.
Yeah.
Thoughts that you are exactly that Skeme.
No.
So please tell the people the truth and tell me why exactly Skeme.
Well, all right. So basically, as a kid, I always had a master plan to do something. Like if I need to make money, I had a scheme to make money. You know, if we were building a ramp to jump our BMX bikes on, I had a scheme to do that. So it's funny how that worked actually, because people would be like, oh, he's always scheming, he's scheming. But Skeme was the epitome of Style Wars. Like, he was the guy with that character, you know, and it just so happened it was a coincidence, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that Skeme and his attitude and everything, and you know, even with my attitude is die hard. My attitude is how Grandmaster Flash's attitude was. You know, he had to be the best. My attitude is the same thing as Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs is I have to be the best. So, you know, but it's funny how that happened. Like, as a kid, I always had a master plan for something, and you know, this guy, because it's funny when you see the video, it's not even the full. It's edited. So it makes it seem like, oh yeah, Skeme from the, yeah, Skeme, yeah, I got his name. But the whole part is like, it was chopped up to fit, because I guess I was long-winded with saying it. So that's what it was.
Okay. You know the truth, people. You know the truth. It's not the same Skeme, okay? I heard today it will be the party of 45s.
Yes.
So I heard a lot of answers on the question why you love 45s. Why you love 45s?
I love records in general. I love music in general, not just 45s, 12 inches. I mean, I love music in general. 45s though, because there's a lot of music that's not on the albums or the 12 inches that's on 45s. And I'm heavy into funk, soul, rare groove, like soundtrack 45s. So for me, 45s was a way of playing something that wasn't on an album and most people never heard. And you know, just the fact that it was that like deep funk and sweet soul, it was like, that's it. And to travel, it's so much easier for me to pack 250 45s in a case. I can do 5 hours on 250 45s. So that's what it is, you know. And like 45s, I mean, it's the ultimate medium to play music on.
Yeah. For me, you know, I'm a newbie DJ, so for me it's just lightweight.
Yeah.
That's only why. But I heard some people say that the sound is different.
It is.
Is it true?
It's different. It's different. I mean, it's only one song per side, so the sound quality is going to be a lot better than fitting 4, 5, 6 cuts, you know, on one side. You know, I mean, and then you have to look at it like you say they're light. For me, when I'm spinning 45s, I'm not in hip hop mode. I'm in funk and soul mode. I'm in you know, Soul Train mode.
Yeah.
I'm not in hip hop mode. You know, a lot of DJs that spin the 45s, they're in hip hop mode. They want to rock doubles, and me, it's not about rocking doubles. It's about the people dancing, and that's what, because that's the era I grew up from. Was people dancing. You go to house parties, you go to basement parties. There's a red light bulb. It's dark, and everybody's dancing. That's where, you know, I come from. So when I'm in 45s, I'm in funk and soul.
Yeah, funk and soul. Exactly. When I listen to 45s, I want to dance. You know, I want to do some hard moves.
Yeah.
I just want to dance. It's cool. There are some tracks like for example, Bada's band Up from the South. You know, it's like it was the fashion, because it was played for some time, you know, just during some time. But there are also tracks like just begun, I believe miracles. They always will believe. And yeah, can you listen the track, for example, some new, for example, 2011, and say this track people will listen 30 years after?
Well, you know, first of all, the Budos Band up from South, you know, I was the very first person to play that song.
Really?
I broke the Budos Band. Nobody knew who the Budos. I played it on Skill Method's anniversary CD. Nobody knew who Budos Band was. You know, first of all, the DJ's #1 job is to educate the listener, and it's to break new music. Nobody on the b-boy scene knew who Budos Band was. Nobody knew who Osaka Monorail was. Nobody knew who Function was. I played all of those songs first, before anybody.
Oh.
Before anybody, I played those songs first. Nobody knew anything about Budos Band. And you figured
really?
Skill Method's anniversary was 2000, I don't remember, it was 2005, maybe 2005, 2006, 2005. Yeah, so nobody knew anything about those three bands right there. The problem is the internet, and the problem is everybody hearing the songs constantly over and over and over, which makes you not like the song later on down the line. Like, I still love Up from the South. I still love that song. I didn't love it for the reason B-boys loved it. I loved it because it was a good song.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like B-boys like things, or people like things because it's the flavor of the month, because they like it because it's now. The problem is time is moving so fast, and everybody's on to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And you go to jams and you hear the song constantly over and over. You hear it from DJs that don't even own the record because they have it in Serato, or they ripped it off my mix, and they're playing it and they're playing it and playing it. So it doesn't have that longevity like Just Begun has or Apache has, because back then only that DJ had it, or only those 5 DJs had it. Now it's like everybody has it, so it gets played. It used to be a time where Up from the South, when I played it, I was the only person playing it, so you had to go to that jam to hear it. Right?
Okay, I see.
So it was like every time you heard it, it was fresh, because you're only hearing me once or twice. But once everybody started getting Serato and everybody started playing it, now it becomes, oh man, we heard this song already. We heard this song. Oh, Skeme played it, he played it, he played it, he played it. There's too many jams. There's way too many jams. Too many DJs are just recycling and playing everything that they heard the next DJ play. The DJs on the scene don't have their own mind. They don't have their own ear to pick out good music. They want to pick out what's already hits. And that's the problem with all the DJs on the scene. If you can only name probably on one hand how many DJs have broken records on this scene. It's not even just with hip hop or just b-boys. It's culture in general. It's just moving so fast, and nothing like when I grew up, I would go to the movie theater and I would see Star Wars, or I would see, you know, Jaws or something, and the movie would stay in the theater for 1 year. Now movie is in for 2 weeks, and if it's not doing good, they pull it, and it's not there anymore. But a movie would stay in the theater for a year, and you would go back and see it twice, you know, in that year, because it was such a good movie. The world just moves so fast now.
Yeah, I see.
So that's the problem.
I never see when you use some, you know, another equipment, beat machines, sample machines. Do you practice?
Yeah, well, I've been making beats. I've had my first drum machine I got in 1984, 83, 84, which was a Boss Dr. Rhythm drum machine. After that, I had a 707, a Roland 707. After that, I got an SP12, which I still have to this day, and I have an MPC 2000 XL. Like, so I've been producing almost as long as I've been DJing. I produced for MF Doom. Me and my partner Freddie Blast have a track on the VV2 album that he put out. We produced for Bahamadia. I used to DJ for Bahamadia. I used to I was down with KRS-One and Mad Lion at one point. So yeah, I mean, I've produced. I've got, you know, a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got tracks like with Master Ace at my crib freestyling over stuff.
But why don't you do your own albums? You know, like Damu the Fajmak.
Well, for one, to do, I mean, we have albums. We've got albums that we produce with us making beats and us rhyming, because I MC too, which a lot of people don't know.
You are MC?
I've been an MC since the beginning, since I started DJing. These are the things that I don't need to explain on the b-boy scene, because most b-boys don't love hip hop. Most b-boys love breaking. They're not into graph. They're not into DJing. They're not into MCing. They're into breaking. You know, so that's like, that was a past, kind of a past life for me. You know, like the last Pop Flicks, and it's like all original production. So it's just sitting home and making beats. It's time consuming, and as much as I'm traveling, I really don't have time to sit and make beats. Me and my partner Freddie Blast were just in Amsterdam last week, and we were in the studio producing some stuff. So you know, he's constantly turning out stuff. Me, I'm like, ah man, I'm DJing, and you know, I mean, when I go home, I don't even really listen to music. So you know, it's one of those things. But I'm always like making beats here and there, or you know, trying some new stuff, or like buying records just to sample from, not even to play, just, you know, stuff to sample from. So, yo, what up? It's the incredible Mr. Fantastic Skeme Richards, legendary Section 31, world famous Rocksteady crew, Hot Peas and Butter Kings Destroy, right here, right now, Tsunami Factory, you know what I'm saying, where hip hop lives, St. Petersburg, Russia, you know what I'm saying, few good men, that's what we are here, few good men, and that's how we doing it, you know what I'm saying? Peace.
Peace.
Section 31.